And welcome to your Midday Sports. We begin with news on cricket. The West Indies are staring down the barrel of a heavy defeat against England in the first test match at Lord's. At sports time, the Windies, facing a deficit of 250 in their second innings, were reeling at 71 for 5, still trailing by 179 runs. Former captain Jason Holder and Joshua Da Silva are the men at the crease on 14 and 6 respectively. Alec Athanaze has so far top scored with 22, while Mikael Louis made 14. Captain Craig Brathwaite 4, Kurt Mackenzie 0 and Kavem Hodge 4 are the other batters dismissed. Jimmy Anderson in his final test has so far taken 2 wickets, so too has Captain Ben Stokes. Meanwhile, the home team, in response to 121 made by the West Indies in their first innings, posted 371 after resuming the day on 189 for 3. Joe Root took his overnight 15 to 68, while Harry Brook made an even 50 after resuming on 25. Debutant Jamie Smith led the batters with 70 after becoming the last man out to Jaden Seals, who claimed 4 for 77. There were 2 wickets each for Jason Holder and Gudakesh Moti. World Championship Sprint Relay silver medalist Kemba Nelson has been added as an alternate participant for the women's sprint relay team for this summer's Olympic Games in Paris. Nelson, who finished 5th in the women's 100 meters at the National Championships, joins Sharika Jackson, Tia Clayton, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Shasha-Lee Forbes and reserve Alana Reid in the pool. Meanwhile, Anthony Cox has replaced Kimar Farquharson for the 4x400 meters mixed relay as an alternate participant to join the pair of Zandrian Barnes and Raheem Hales. Stephanie Ann McPherson, who is part of the 4x400 meter team, is a reserve for the mixed relay, which sees Ashley Williams replacing Sharuki Young. Young has swapped places with Williams for the mile relay spot. 8 overseas-based players have been named in the U20 Reggae Boyz 21-member squad to fight for 1 of 4 spots to the Age Group World Cup from the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship in Mexico. Romaine Blake, Mackay Welch, Fabian Reynolds, Alexander Bicknell, Ashton Gordon, Avery Grange, Niall Waugh and Joshua Grant are the overseas-based players. Adrian Reid Jr., who has a senior team cap, is one of 3 players from the Jamaica Premier League champions Cavalier in the squad. Arnett Gardens have 2 players, Portmore United, Vere United, Chapelton Maroons, Mount Pleasant, Real Mona, Dunbeholden and Reno FC are where the local-based players were selected from. The Jamaicans will be coached by Jerome Waite, with Rudolph Austin as his assistant. Jamaica, who last qualified for the Under-20 World Cup in 2001, will open their group with a clash against USA that's on Friday, July 19. They will then oppose Costa Rica on Monday, July 21, and close out against Cuba on July 25. The top 2 teams in each group, plus the 2 best third-place teams, will advance to the quarterfinals. The 4 semi-finalists will then qualify for the World Cup in Chile in 2025. Finally, Colombia booked their spot in the Copa America final after clipping Uruguay 1-0 in their semi-final contest on Wednesday night in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jefferson Lerma scored the all-important goal in the 39th minute for Colombia, who played most of the contest with 10 men. Daniel Munoz was sent off in first half stoppage time for a second bookable offense. Colombia will meet defending champions Argentina in Sunday's final. And that's it for your Midday Sports Report. O'Shane, back to you.
Thanks, Spencer. And that's the Midday News. I'm O'Shane Masters. Join us at 7 for Primetime News. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon.